I'm recording now. I'm guessing Visk isn't coming because I pinged him forever ago.
Guessing what? You dropped out.
Oh, I'm guessing Visk isn't coming because I pinged him forever ago and he's still not in here. And it's like 15 minutes after we're supposed to start.
All right.
So help me, I will tear this fucking application in two with my own hands.
Application?
Yeah, roll 20.
Oh. That kind of application. All right. Well, when we last left off, you guys wandered into a forest full of moving mushrooms. And turns out that there were some slimes that were eating the mushrooms, much to their dismay.
But it's all right. He was going to punch them with their consent.
One by one.
Mm-hmm.
And you got involved. You got a shiny rock in exchange. Rock. And you have continued onwards, further north, towards the gnomish region. And incidentally, when you see the gnome section on the map, there is a second word that just sort of written underneath gnome. And Ulgaroth has translated this as well. So you know that it says avoid.
But I wanted to know all their kooky names that were also double entendres.
Well, you're headed there anyway, so you're obviously ignoring the warning.
Oh, yeah.
Well, to be fair, we didn't get that warning until just now.
Well, they're gnomes. You're probably not going to take... probably not going to take that warning too seriously from, stodgy dwarves.
I mean, it's also...
Yeah, it is written from the point of view of people who hate fun.
Who hate anything frivolous?
Right, fun.
I guess fun too.
Well, sort of northwest of where you began. Although it's hard to keep track of exactly which of the cardinal directions you're moving in at any given time, because the caverns are far from perfectly straight. Still, you have the map to guide you, and
plus I have cartography tools as well, so
yeah,
there'll be a compass in there somewhere, I'd imagine.
Depends on whether it's been invented yet. Okay. Not sure what that comment's about.
I got it to work.
Huh.
I can hear you now properly.
Okay. But, yeah, the main thing, though, is that the dwarves were kind enough to create detailed illustrations of the landmarks that you'll find throughout the caves. Being dwarves, it's mostly about the kind of minerals and the veins of ore that run through the walls. But they show up clearly enough, and since all of you have dark vision, you see the same kind of spectrums that they do. But as time goes on, you eventually reach an area where the mushrooms start to recede. You're not quite sure what's changed about the caverns because they're still about as damp as ever. But where once you had a forest of mushrooms around you, they have slowly been replaced by forests of crystals. Sorry. There it is.
Shit, guys, we've wandered into Seath the Scaleless's domain. There we go on.
The darkness of the caverns has come down upon you because the mushrooms were keeping things somewhat light and bright with their fluorescent emissions. But without them around, and unlike so many fantasy crystals, these just aren't glowing.
I guarantee the moment there is light, they'll be glowing like a motherfucker.
So, do you choose to create a light of your own, or will you continue through in complete darkness?
I mean,
keep in mind that when you are in darkness, everything is considered to be dim light.
I mean, I've got dark vision at to 120 feet. I don't know about the rest of you guys, but I don't even think I know I can cast light as a cantrip. That's a racial thing I can do.
I mean, I've got a fancy rock.
Yeah, but oh, that's right, because it doesn't require a charge if you just use it as a night light, essentially.
Nope.
So do we want to go through with light, or do we want to just like keep plodding through with dark vision?
Unless I use torches, I got no light at all, actually.
Well, the party has light, so would you want to use it?
I mean, I'm in favor for just going in complete darkness. For all we know, light will attract predators to us.
Or whatever made these crystals. On the other hand, it will be difficult to navigate with practically nothing.
I mean, we'll be able to see, we just won't be able to see much.
Yeah. We'll be able to see at least 120 feet in front of us.
Is that a risk you guys want to take?
Yeah, I'm willing to take it.
Lily?
Gotta think. What is that noise?
Oh, sorry, that's me.
I mean, it would be nice to actually be able to see anything. We can try the dark for a bit, sure. Sure, we won't regret it.
Yeah.
As long as we're quiet about it, I suppose, then.
Sounds like we're going in dark for at least a little bit, then.
Yeah.
All right. You continue on in complete darkness. Although not entirely dark, because you are able to see something ahead of you. But what was the blue tint of the crystals has faded into a lightish gray.
Beautiful.
And something you've noticed over time is just how utterly silent these parts of the Underdark are. There's no light, precious little movement. Few animals seem to be around here, what with there being no mushrooms to form any sort of ecosystem. On the bright side, this means that you don't have to worry about predators very much. But on the other hand, the solitude is starting to get to you a bit.
Is this anything like when we were walking on the ocean floor?
In some ways. But even in the ocean floor, there was some movement around you. There was reason to believe that there was something out there watching you in the darkness. In this case, you can hear everything around you, and aside from your own footfalls, there's nothing. Aside from the occasional drip and a moaning that you can identify as coming from.
Hey guys.
Oh, hey.
Sorry, something came up that I couldn't really avoid.
It's fine. We started 15 minutes late anyway. We're just traveling through a crystal cave in the Underdark right now.
Cool.
It's very dark.
Yeah. We chose not to use any light because we all have dark vision.
Makes sense.
And where was I? Yes.
Occasional moaning.
Occasional moaning coming from the very tunnels themselves, moving slightly, settling as the movement of ages past catches up to the rocks buried deep underground. Nights are possibly when it gets the worst, or more specifically what you've been calling nights, because there's no variation of light or scenery during this long trudge. Because once you settle down and you try to get to sleep, you can't help but stay awake from the sound of your fellow comrades breathing.
I mean, I don't sleep anyway, so...
With so little background noise, even the small sounds of breath coming in and out of the body are extremely loud to your ears.
Like, why you gotta breathe so heavy?
I mean, I'm not sleeping. I don't actually breathe heavy. You're the one breathing heavy.
What does that even mean?
I don't.
What does sleeping have to do with breathing heavy?
Okay, whatever.
Disgusting.
But eventually you get close to the point marked on the map by the Duergar as belonging to the gnomish territory. Like with the elves, the entrance to the area is well mapped, but past that is just blank canvas. An empty spot that the dwarves never really charted.
Well, getting close to the point where after this I might have to chart it myself.
Mm-hmm. And so, with such silence and darkness around you, it is really quite a shock when you turn a corner and there stands a gnome. Hands behind his back, legs slightly apart, looking up at you, and with what looks like an unlit torch just behind him. He looks at you with some curiosity, but no surprise.
Greetings.
Hello.
I say in Gnomish.
Oh, dang, you speak Gnomish.
Fancy.
I only speak Common and Elven and most of Druidic. Oh,
Oh,
and Celestial, technically, but that has never come up ever.
a friend of the short ones, are you? Know your ways?
I would say so. I mean, I wouldn't want to overgeneralize your people. That seems rude. But yes, I am a friend of many gnomes, and I am trained in the gnomish art of bardistry. Barding, being a bard.
Very admirable.
Thank you.
I am one known as Goatsy. And I am of the Dank Gnomes. Everyone roll a dexterity
Cool.
saving throw.
Oh god.
Oh my god! Fucking Goatsy! Bobbin, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Okay. Upon saying the words Dank Gnome, the torch flares to light immediately in a bright flash of white light. And Lily and Lake, you were looking at it when it happened, and now you can't see.
Owned.
Crap.
Fuck, I should have used my luck rolls.
Grenache and particularly Aurelia, who knows something about gnomes, looked away just in time. And so you only have moments to wait until your eyes adjust to the light.
I'm a bit familiar with that trick.
Fuck,
Dick!
I cannot see anything now. Fuck!
Well, you should have looked away. I mean, come on, see this trick in the book. I actually don't know what the point of that was.
To be a dick.
I mean, it's gnomes.
Yeah, it's gnomes.
Well, with the light on now, you can clearly the gnome you were talking to is still there, but is also see-through, and obviously an illusion. And your ears aren't affected, so all of you are able to hear when the illusion says, "If you wish to meet the Dank Gnomes, then you must prove yourself worthy. Continue down this path, but be warned, challenges await you."
I reach out for one of my companions who's potentially not blind. And I guess I stumble into a wall by accident.
I'm beginning to remember why I stopped hanging out with gnomes.
I reach over to the stumbling lake. Hey, take it easy.
God, thank you. Yes, I'm going to need your help until I'm not blind anymore, I guess.
Stop being a baby and just chill out.
Grenache.
Just wait for 5 minutes.
Could
He'll
you
come back. Come on.
could you do me a solid?
What's up?
Could you let me ride on your back for a little bit? Can't see shit. I need help.
He's not sure what to say for a few moments because he's never got such a request before. And
Don't
then
weigh much. You can heft me easy. It's fine.
Yeah. And then he goes, wait there a moment, Lake. Goes over to Lily and on the shoulder.
Yeah. Free ride.
Just don't pull my ear too hard.
I don't plan on.
Okay, good.
Be
Then I
rude.
reach back to Lake and I'm guide for the two of them, basically.
Well, you continue on further down the tunnel. There's only really one direction to go at this point. And eventually you come across a room that seems to have no exit to it. And this takes long enough that those of you who went blind are able to see large shapes and large contrasts in color. Or hue, I guess. Since it's dark again and you can only see in black and white.
Well, this might be an illusion, or it might be some kind of puzzle, or it might be both of those things.
Puzzling illusion.
Illusion.
Well, one thing I didn't quite mention yet is that there is a second gnome here.
Oh.
Female. But,
Can I tell if it's an illusion? I assume it's an illusion. It's definitely an illusion. Hello, illusory gnome.
hello, strange travelers. You may call me Tub Girl.
Oh, no!
If you wish to pass out of this chamber, you must answer my riddles, if you dare.
All right, do we need to answer them correctly?
You're a clever one, aren't you?
To be
This is the kind of
fair,
thing you have to ask with gnomes.
to be fair, I was about to say, to be fair, they are gnomes.
How
True
about
share
I,
that one.
how about I ask you, and we'll see what happens afterwards.
Sure.
Very well. My first riddle is this. What is the answer to this question?
No.
It doesn't matter.
What?
You are a clever one, aren't you? Now, why is a raven like a writing desk?
This isn't a riddle, this is a joke.
I'm gonna guess something about quills.
No,
No.
that's not it.
Because it can produce a few notes, though they are very flat, and is never put with the wrong end in front.
Did you look that up?
Yes.
I mean, there was always the classic Poe wrote on both, but it wouldn't work here.
Yeah.
Poe actually exists in this world. He's the only human being who exists,
Weird.
both in the real world and
And
yeah,
Dungeons
just
and
one of those
Dragons.
cosmic twists of fate.
He didn't die,
What
he
happened?
tripped into a portal, fell into this world.
Interesting, interesting. What happens when an irresistible object meets an immovable force?
Nothing, because that's complete, like an irresistible object and an irresistible object
I mean,
and unstoppable
they
force
collide.
can't exist in the same universe.
Well, if it's anything like this book I once read, only the feet of the unmovable object remain. That's an X-Men reference.
Sounds stupid.
I liked mine more. Also, mine is scientifically accurate.
Also, I said immovable force.
Oh, wait. Can you repeat the question?
What happens when an irresistible object meets an
Oh.
immovable force?
Irresistible object.
Oh,
Get the friction
well,
on?
in that case, nothing?
Hot makeout session, I guess?
Well then, you have answered my questions. So now, I will show you the door. And the gnome fades out, and simultaneously to that, a door fades in on the... Actually, close on the left-hand side of the room, not across from you, as you might have
Can
expected.
Lily and I see yet?
You are able to see the fact that a humanoid thing disappeared from the room, and the side of the room has changed around you.
Okay, guys, my eyesight's coming back a little bit. I think we just saw Tub Girl disappear from existence.
Okay, well, let's give it another minute. Also, Aurelia, you really know these people, don't you?
Well, I don't know these people specifically. Again, I don't want to generalize. I feel like it's a
Yeah,
little racist, actually.
yeah,
with
that
all
is
gnomes.
a little racist, actually.
Yeah, but
That
seems to know
said,
you know what
there
they're
are
like.
certain cultural aspects to gnomes that
These
I
gnomes are
am
dicks.
I
I am
swear to
familiar.
God,
Okay,
Bobbin, if the
that's
next
very
gnome is
racist.
named Two Girls, One Cup, I quit this game.
Please, give me
Anyway,
Mr. Hands and you know it.
Aurelia's going to continue on.
Yes.
Come on, blind people, let's go.
Well, the door actually is closed
Oh fuck!
with no handle on it, but there does seem to be some sort of fancy script around the door jamb.
Okay.
Grenache, kick it down.
Another riddle. No, hang on. Don't go kicking things if you don't have to. What does it say?
Also, I'm kind of occupied with you two right now.
I said kick.
It
I can't kick
says
effectively.
in Gnomish, in a very fancy script that's actually kind of hard to decipher. It says, "Speak open to enter this door before you have read this message."
Wait, hang on. I turn to Lake and say, Lake, say open.
Open.
Nothing happens.
That's fucking bullshit. He hasn't read the message yet.
Wait. No, say the whole thing. Say the entire thing after the words "speak."
Okay. Open.
Well, bear in mind you asked him to say open in common.
Oh.
Oh well. No, I would ask
Time
him to
for
say it in
language
Gnomish.
lessons.
Okay, I'm gonna put down 1 day's worth of. No, I'm not. I say open in Gnomish.
It doesn't work?
No, it does this time.
Oh, okay.
Luckily, we can't see shit.
Yeah. Our blindness came in handy.
And I can't read Gnomish, so I could have done it too, but, you know.
Well, no, I think it still would have counted because you would have looked at the words.
I mean, I don't know whether it would have counted. I just felt like the blind people were the safer bet, and Lake's name came to mind first. So
They're both L names. It's fine.
Yeah.
all right, let's go.
I mean, Lake is first alphabetically.
Grenache ahead.
Speaking of, mind your head. Don't enter in the doorframe.
Don't tempt me.
Well, you step into a new chamber, and this time there are passageways going off in all directions. Very twisty from what you can see of them. Some seem to head straight up, and others even straight down. A third gnome, of course, is standing here in the center of the entranceway. This one seems a bit on the old side, or at least he's wearing a long gray beard. You never can tell if those are fake for gnomes.
Right. Well, I greet him as usual.
Greetings, tall ones, and one riding the tall ones.
Yo.
I am the one they call Lemon Party.
Bobbin,
And
Bobbin, I just want you to know I simultaneously love and hate this because in universe these words mean nothing.
Yeah, that's the joke. Good to meet you.
I am the one who designed the passageways before you. Spent a lifetime curving them out, you know. Some of them are illusory, others are not. But all of them are permanent, I assure you. Try not to fall down anything. You've been amusing so far. And with
Cool.
that, he fades out.
What? No hints?
Well, if I'm not going to provide a hint, I could use something I've been holding on to.
All right,
Just don't fall down anything, Grenache. I'm at your mercy.
Let me check what I've got here as far as I don't have anything that can really help here.
Well, for the moment, if you consider the passage you just left to be to your east, there are 3 passages that lead out in the cardinal directions, northwest and south.
Okay, and let me. So east is where we came from. Terrible. So north. Why did I? Yep.
am
Hold on.
very much questioning your
Yep.
knowledge of directions.
Hold on. I fixed it.
Time to head Dennis.
I mean, to be fair, yes, that was going to be my suggestion. So, okay, so we are here. So there's a passage north, west, and south. Okay. You know, a good adventurers always go to the left, so let's go south.
You sure?
I mean,
We got no hints either way, so...
we can always, like, throw a rock or, like, skid a rock or something on the floor.
Yeah.
That's a thought. Okay, hold on a moment, Lily. I reached to the side, going for one of my ball bearings. I roll it down the southern corridor.
It doesn't get very far. The ground is fairly roughly worked, and so there are several bumps in the way, and it eventually slows to a stop. Nothing happens to it, mind you.
Okay. I go over to pick it up then, and then I just huck it down the corridor.
Ting, ting, ting. That's all you get.
Well, it seems to be a straight path at least.
And that one, maybe.
You can
What of the
always
others?
try it. I mean, you have like how many ball bearings? We can test all the
A lot more.
hallways. Yeah. Yeah, let's just throw a couple down the north and west hallways as well.
Okay then. Yeah, same thing with the other 2. Start with the west one, just try to roll it first.
Okay. Your results do not differ.
And then I hook it.
Again, no surprises.
Is this one of those things? Is this going to be one of those things where because they're gnomes, they're all the right answer and they all just lead to the same spot?
I'm not sure how that would make sense considering
Magic.
So they could be winding and meet up in the same place.
That too.
Caves are weird like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so with that in mind, I'm not just done fooling around. I try to activate one of my charges on my holy symbol.
You could just walk down a path like you fucking own it.
I mean, to be fair, that would be 3 people walking down a path like he fucking owns it. Because
Exactly.
When you activate your gem of seeing, the one embedded in your holy symbol, a faint wind blows in from, I think I said it was the east.
yeah,
So from the place where you came from, and As it blows into the side passages, nothing
Fucking
happens.
gross.
Nothing happens as it goes through the west or the south, but you do notice as the wind heads north that part of the wall of the passageway ripples. And it appears that there are two directions to go if you were to take the North Passage.
Okay, so there's 2 ways to the north and 1 way for the other 2.
Yes.
Hmm.
I say let's go down the illusory hallway that was being concealed, because that seems like a thing that most people would probably think is the correct solution. So it probably isn't knowing gnomes.
I too have no survival instinct, so fuck yeah, let's do it.
Sure. I walk a few paces behind Lake.
I'm
All right.
well. I
I guess I'm
mean,
taking the lead then.
yeah.
Okay, I'm just stepping cautiously as I go. I have absolutely
right.
no trust in these people, so...
Well, no monsters accost you as you travel through the North Passageway.
I'm thinking
But-
more of traps, but sure.
Well, yeah, no traps either, aside from that one illusory wall that you walk through.
Okay.
But as you continue down the twisty passageways, you come across the same flickering illusory wall that you walked through. It appears it was concealing the fact that the North Passage was a loop.
Okay,
Dang
I
it.
head back the other direction. Head back into the main room.
Should have seen this one coming.
Okay. So we don't. So we've knocked out north.
Yep. Okay.
I mean, let's go south,
Okay,
because that's where
yeah.
things seem to be going.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, well, no other hints to go on. I guess
And-
we'll go with the original idea and go south.
Yeah. Good adventures always go
Again.
left.
Again, cautiously, taking my time, watching my footing,
Coward.
watching for traps and shit.
All right. You pass back into the twisty passageways, all alike, and come across a chamber that is identical to the one you left. However, you are able to tell that it is different, because this time the passageways head to the east, to the south, and down a rough-hewn staircase in the center.
So east, south. So there's no west, right?
Yeah.
No west and no
There's
north.
no west, there's a staircase
Well, I
in
mean,
the
we
middle.
just came. We came from the north, so let me draw.
See, the D doesn't stand for down. It stands for Dennis. Let's go, Dennis. Go down the steps.
I mean, yeah. D for Dennis.
Okay. Well, you head down the staircases and into another set of twisty passageways, all alike, until you enter an identical chamber to the one you just left. This time, it appears the only passageways that will lead out go to the west, north, and east.
So south.
And which direction do we come from?
We came from stairs.
Okay.
You came from twisty passageways. The stairs were only the entrance to the tunnel.
Okay.
Grenache, check the south wall.
I look towards the south wall.
Well, we'll investigate.
Look, I can't
Of course
do
it's
Jack Dilly
me.
Dick, so you gotta be my eyes.
Well, aside from the fact that there was a passageway in the last two chambers, This wall looks fairly much identical to the two that you have been in before. However, as you run your hands over the stone, you realize that the feel of the stone does not quite match the appearance of it.
Kick it.
It would appear that Lemon Party did a little cheating in order to make sure all the chambers looked identical.
Kick it.
Kick it. I'm in agreement of kicking it. I would be kicking it myself right now if I could see.
You can see walls, like just not the details on the walls.
Okay, I kick it. Fuck it.
Like, yeah, both you and Lily at this point can see well enough to walk.
Okay.
Okay, but Grenache is the muscle.
No, I'm the fucking muscle, technically.
Then beef up, bitch.
I let Blake kick the wall.
Bam, I kicked that fucking wall.
All right, you hurt your foot.
Okay.
The appearance may be illusionary, but the stone is still very much real.
Guys, the wall's real.
Good to know.
It was worth checking.
Okay, so while you nurse your foot, which direction are we going now?
Your options are north, east, and west, to remind you.
Yeah. I got it drawn out, don't worry. I have no idea.
Pick a direction.
Let's let Aurelia pick a direction this time.
No.
There's
You
an N
pick.
and no, so we should go north.
Yeah, and you said NO. That clearly stands for north.
You head north.
Yes.
This is what gnomes do to you.
You are in a chamber. Looks identical to the one you left. This time, the passageways are to the north, south, east, and west. And
But we
in
came
fact,
from south, technically.
the gem of seeing is still active. So you see the flickering passage connection in the north passage again.
Oh my god. We just went in a
We got-
big fucking circle.
Cool.
Okay.
Perfect.
Wait, how did we go in a circle if we went downstairs?
The twisting passageways go in all three dimensions.
Yeah, so
All four
there's
dimensions, I think you mean.
a slope up. Fuck it, let's go west this time.
All right.
Okay.
Well, you retrace your steps because west is where you came from.
Oh, west is where we came. Oh, fuck, okay.
Wait, was it?
No,
Hmm?
we came from south. We went
No,
north.
they're winding
Oh,
tunnels!
fuck, okay. Uh,
Go south!
let's go south.
Okay, you follow your original steps and head south. And so you are once again in the room where the exits are south, down, and east.
This is confusing.
Let's go south.
South is where you came from.
Crap.
You haven't gone east
We
yet.
go east.
Let's go east. This is so confusing.
All right.
I
You
hate
are once
gnomes.
again in an identical room. This time the exits are to the west, the north, and a staircase that heads up into a passage above you,
Son of a bitch.
hewn into the southern wall.
Stairs.
Which way did we come from?
West.
Okay.
Came from west, or is north or up?
I vote we go up. That's my vote.
I say north.
I do the
I really wish there was some sort of spell that I had to help out with this, but no.
Yeah, same.
Also, I'm just going to change the illustration here, quick. This isn't what you actively see, but it is what you feel like at this point.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Seems accurate. Yeah.
It's accurate.
Yeah.
Uh,
We have one
So,
vote for
I
stairs,
heard-
one vote for north.
do you want a tiebreaker earlier?
I don't think so. Nash, you're the tiebreaker now.
Okay. I start leading the way up the stairs.
Yes.
Coward!
All right. Stairs lead back into the twisty passageways until eventually you come into a room that is not completely identical this time, because there is a skeleton on the floor in front of you.
Does anybody have commune with dead? I look at Grenache.
The skeleton appears to be splayed out, but one arm is reaching above its head, and with most of its fingers curled, one single finger points to the exit on the east side of the room.
This is a fucking trick. I know it is. It's fucking gnomes.
The other exits are to the north and southwest.
I feel like it's the obvious thing to follow the skeleton. So we probably shouldn't do it.
Would a skeleton lie to us?
What if they want us to doubt ourselves? What if the
They're doing
skeleton is pointing the right way?
They're doing a good fucking job of it because, man.
Well, I don't really think we have anything better to go on. I mean, trying to fucking do the whole wine in front of me thing about,
Yeah.
would they have it point to the right place or not seems pointless. So let's just go where it's pointing.
Okay,
and if it's
But
wrong,
before we
then
go, I want that skull.
All right.
I mean, if nobody
That's
else is going to
gross.
stop you, then I'll not stop you. I don't want the skull. That's your weird thing, I guess.
Okay, but roll investigate with disadvantage as you pick it up.
Ooh. Investigation, disadvantage.
Nice.
What the fuck? You rolled a 6 and got an 18. I love rogues, but I hate you.
Well, welcome to Skill Monkey level 9.
Yep.
Yup.
Yep.
wow.
That's why I love it. That's why I love rogues.
But in any case, you don't need your full vision to feel the skull and realize this is a prop.
Shit's fake. What the hell?
I'd imagine most of this place is.
I wanted a real skull.
Okay, first off, I'm gonna just look down the corridor the skeleton's point and make sure there's nothing that's gonna spring out at me, basically.
Nothing too obvious. However, as you take a careful look around, you notice another illusory wall. This one is on the south side of the room you're in. Counting that, there are exits to the north, where you came from, the east, which the skeleton was pointing to, the southwest, and an illusory door, and an illusory passage to the south.
Which is, new, actually, so...
Yeah. Yeah, I started investigating that passage to the south.
Well, once you stick your head in past the illusion, there's nothing to distinguish it from the ones you've just been through.
I mean, it must be hidden for a reason.
To fuck with us. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Alrighty. We go south.
Okay. Back into the twisty passageway is all alike. Until eventually you find yourself coming up a set of rough-hewn steps into the same passageway again.
God damn it.
Or into the same chamber again. This
Go
time,
south.
this time the exits are to the southwest, north, east, and another staircase continuing up on the south wall.
Getting increasingly fed up with gnome
I
bullshit.
am also starting to get fed up with gnome bullshit. The first two were funny. This one's just mean.
I feel like that's the point.
Okay, since I don't have Lily on my shoulders anymore, since Lily went off for the skull, I decide now's a good time to test my thaumaturgy.
Okay, what effect do you want to perform with it?
Three times louder, Grunash yells out, "This place is bullshit!"
Bullshit! Bullshit! Bullshit!
Oh, calm down. Let's just keep wandering around.
How about you take the lead for a minute then, because otherwise I'm going to start punching walls.
Let's go southwest.
Sure.
The special direction.
Yeah.
Okay. Back into the twisty passageways until you find you arrive in another chamber. This time the exits are to the northwest, southwest, northeast, a staircase down, and an illusory staircase heading up. Or concealed, I should say. The staircase is really.
This is just rude.
Sure.
I will say this, you're one step away from the exit.
Oh,
All right, well,
oh god.
let's just climb up the illusory staircase then. See where that takes us.
Let's go up the steps.
Okay. You climb up the staircase, and unlike in previous runs, this time the staircase continues for the entire twisty passage, and you enter a new chamber with the exit down you just came through, and exits northeast, southwest, and northwest now.
Oh.
Wait, when you said we were one step away,
If you had chosen the right passage.
Let's go back. Let's go back the way we just literally
so
came.
let's just go back and keep trying passages.
Yeah.
All right. So, northwest, southwest, down, northeast, up. Southwest you came from, up you explored.
Let's try going down.
Sure.
All right. Once again, the staircase is complete through the twisty passageway. And so when you enter the new chamber, you are coming down a staircase and see exits west and east.
All right, let's go back.
This place super
It
sucks.
does.
Can we just try them one by one? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, apparently you are, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
there you go.
Why don't we just split up? We'll each go down one. If you find the thing, then great. Just wait there. Everybody else come back if they don't, and then go down the one of the person who didn't come back. There we go.
Okay,
I think you're
what are the
metagaming
choices?
enough, honestly.
Yeah, we are. But I mean, like, I don't know. I don't really feel like this is very skill testing. It's kind of just guessing until we get there. So I don't really feel the need to play through it all. I mean, maybe there were hints or things we could have done that would have made it easier, but
All right. Well, which two of you are going northwest and which two northeast?
I'll go northwest.
I go northwest.
okay.
Well then, Aurelia and Grenache.
Mm-hmm.
You enter a new chamber that is unlike the chambers you have been in before.
Owned.
Well, certainly the appearance is the same. The rough, sort of oblong shape of it is identical, once again. But this time there is a ladder made of steel in the center of the room that heads up to a grating in the roof of the chamber.
Okay.
I guess eventually Lake and Lily find their way back there. Well, they just find another chamber that looks exactly like that, and like the one they were just in. Like, ah, shit.
All right. Well, let's climb the ladder, I guess.
Well, gonna need to move the grating, so maybe I should go first.
Sure.
Okay. I'm make my way up the ladder and try and ease the grating out of the way.
The grating is locked.
Hey, you know
Did you
who's
say
really
locked?
good at unlocking things?
Did you say that?
Nathan Mancuso.
Alright, give me some time. Lily, gonna need a hand up here.
You got it.
All right, roll your thieves' tools.
Damn straight, I'll roll my thieves' tools. I will roll the fuck out of them.
Another 6.
I hate this. I hate that you get such good rolls from such low rolls.
It's not that hard.
The Party City skull gives me strength.
Well, you unfortunately neglected to check for traps, so
Owned.
roll a dexterity saving throw.
Oh well, probably not owned then.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah, fairly certain that's not owned.
Oh, you're not proficient in dexterity saving throw?
Oh, I didn't use proficiency. Fuck.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure it's fine either way.
I clicked through it too quickly.
All right. Well, in that case, you hear the spring go twang, and so you duck when a pie flies through the air over your head and splats against the ground below you.
Kiss my ass, gnomes.
Lake moves over to the pie, scrapes a piece of it with their finger, and then tastes it. What flavor?
It smells. Before you taste it, it smells like shit.
Oh, okay. Lake starts putting it to their mouth, and then moves over and just starts wiping it off on Aurelia's clothes.
Okay, no, he does not
They
do that.
Yes, they do.
No, not correct. I mean, we can do some kind of dexterity contest if you want to see if you can get over there.
Hey, guess who still has 3 points of luck to burn?
Okay, go for it.
Wipe it on Grunesh's clothes.
You're gonna have to get up the ladder first.
Yeah, Grenache is halfway up the ladder still.
I mean, if I can reach his leg, then there we go.
I mean, are you
Okay, or
prepared
how
to get
about you
hit?
don't just be like a dick to people for no reason? How about that?
Sorry, I don't understand the statement.
Okay, moving on.
All right. Well, the lock didn't actually click open, so you're going to have to give that another shot.
Check to see if it's rigged for another stinky pie.
You know what? No, fuck that. I'm just gonna cast knock on this shit.
Okay. A loud rapping noise echoes through the chamber, and the grating suddenly pops downward
Fucking tired of this gnome bullshit.
towards the ladder.
I hate
Roll,
this.
roll dexterity saving throw.
Oh,
It's opening downwards
yeah,
and threatening to.
I'm on it.
On the right side, I remember to put proficiency this time.
All right. Lily, you notice which way it's swinging in time to slide down the ladder onto Grenash's shoulders and below the grating as it clangs very harshly against the ladder. Fortunately, the grating is solid enough and has enough, bars to use as handholds that you can climb up with no issue.
Kiss my ass, Lemon Party.
Trying to think recruiting these people is not going to be the best idea.
No, this is gonna be great. They'll just fling pies at the squid heads. I already hate this idea. Should have recruited the fucking mushroom people. At least they'd have at least one person who's good at punching.
That's fair.
Okay,
All right.
sorry. What's happening right now?
You are climbing up past the grating
Cool.
that almost smashed Lily.
Luckily,
Alright.
Lily's a fucking skill monkey. With
But,
great stats.
Mhm.
You find yourself in a small chamber this time. It's actually very well worked. And, or very thoroughly worked, I should say, that it appears as though it is not roughly hewn around you. It is squared off to the finest detail. And in fact, carvings illustrate the walls. But you don't have time to figure out exactly what they depict yet, because
Mhm.
once again, there's a gnome here to greet you.
Okay.
This one seems a little different from the others in a few ways. The first place, he seems particularly well dressed compared to the gnomes you encountered on your way in. He's got a small cane that he's resting his hands on. Also, he's sitting down in a wooden chair. It seems unusual, especially this far below the earth. And as he looks over a pair of thin spectacles, he says, in common, "Congratulations for making it this far. I'm somewhat surprised. Usually people give up after Lemon Party's addition."
Lemon Party can eat me.
Lemon Party sucks.
Oh, that is the point. We don't appreciate many visitors coming up from the Underdark to our lands. Most of the beings down there are hostile, hungry, and usually looking for something to eat, especially after the tunnels that lead directly to us. Not much to eat down there. But you have chosen to face our challenges. Not only that, you have successfully gotten through them. So what brings you to the gnomish underworld?
Okay, so there's these fucking things. They got squids for heads. They're kind of like trying to corrupt the mother tree, and we kind of want to stop them. And we're wondering if you want to help. I mean, I'm not really up to explaining it. Lemon Party kind of drained me of all emotion right now.
Lemon Party does that to people.
Yeah.
You know, Lemon Party's a real fuck.
I mean, look, it's not really that big a deal. He just wasted some of our time. Let's move on.
Tried to hit me with shit. I almost got hit by a grate because of his ass.
Yeah, but on the other hand, Lake was pretty embarrassed by it, so it kind of evens out.
I'm embarrassed by it.
Well, if you are not up to speaking about it now, perhaps you could be my guests in our underground city. You'll find it's a rather raucous place.
Because it's underground. Got it.
Shut up.
But you'll find it, the people there are quite nice once you get to know them a bit. I've been placed in charge, as it were, mainly because I am less serious than most of my kind. It helps me to relate to the big folk.
You're the less serious?
Big folk?
Well, most of the other folk are big. I'm aware of your kind before, though. What are you called again? You're saying this to Lily.
A goblin?
It's pronounced
Goblin.
Gerblin.
To be fair, we don't tend to go underground all too often.
I mean, neither do I, but here I am.
Yes, but your folk are common enough up on the surface. You're human, right?
Mostly, yes.
I
Okay.
believe the term is complicated when it comes to...
I pull my hood back and I reveal my halo for just a hot second, and then I put my hood back up.
Okay.
It's a sort of STD, don't ask.
It really is not.
Well,
And-
technically
boy.
it is, in the sense that any genetic defect is sexually transmitted. Just a different kind of sexual transmission. Anyway,
Yes. Well, if you'll step this way, the gnomish city is up this passage. I'll just need you to solve one last puzzle before we get there.
okay.
Oh,
damn
fucking
it.
Christ,
That's
that's how
some lame bullshit.
Okay, Aurelia instantly solves it because
It's
I
been in
know how to
every
solve this
single
very quickly.
fucking video game ever, so yes, we instantly solved this goddamn Tower of Hanoi puzzle.
Fuck off, BioWare.
Wow.
You just pick up the pile and put it on another stick.
That's cheating.
Well, just for the record, which one of you gets to the Tower of Hanoi first and does their thing?
I do.
Oh no.
Roll acrobatics.
Not acrobatics, but straight dexterity. How about that?
Okay,
Oh, then you'll
fine.
still
We never
win.
use acrobatics for anything.
Yeah, can
So-
we actually? No, actually, my acrobatics is quite crap. I would have preferred athletics at this point.
No, please, let's roll acrobatics.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, this is a check, so you still
Yes,
get
but-
your half proficiency.
That's true.
am I
Aurelia.
proficient in my? No. Okay, you get there first.
I don't think any of you can be. You can't be proficient in just a dexterity check. Only
Oh,
bards
fair.
can.
Fair.
Dick!
Well, good job, Grenache. Oh no, wait. Sorry, I tied Grenache because that doesn't take into account my
Oh,
my
your
bonus.
Your half proficiency.
Yeah.
Okay, you reach for the little discs at the same time. Your hands touch. You look at each other. What happens next?
Well, I think he gets to do it because I have to go wash my hand now.
All right. So what exactly?
What the fuck?
I'll let Grenache do it.
All right. And what exactly did you want to do to the discs, Grenache?
How do you choose to solve this puzzle?
How do you Tower of Hanoi?
That's actually a good question because out of character, I don't remember shit about
Oh
this.
God! Are you the only person in the crew who doesn't know how to do it? Okay.
I know.
Yes. Okay. Grenache hesitates, and Aurelia steps in. Oh my. Okay. So first, what you do is you take the one on the top and you put it on one of the
You
empty
don't
ones.
need to
Then you take the
describe
one
the-
below that and puts it. Okay.
Yeah, you don't need to describe the whole algorithm.
Yeah. Well.
You can just
Okay.
say solves it properly.
Aurelia does in fact solve it properly, extremely efficiently, because she fucking did tons of dumb puzzles and shit when she was a kid.
She's played a BioWare game or two.
See, Lily's problem isn't not knowing how to solve it. It's about not giving a shit and wanting to be done with this gnome bullshit.
Yeah. Well, guess what? It's better if you just indulge them.
Well, if as you solve the puzzle, the wealthy-looking gnome sidles up to Lily. We'll just say Lily's closest to him, and he leans over and whispers, "I was just gonna let you guys in anyway. Wanted to see if you wanted to solve it."
I hope that laughing is in
I
character.
fucking knew it!
I hope that laughing is in character.
That laughing is in character. Cackling like a fucking maniac.
Really doesn't
And-
care.
Yep.
She solves it. Fuck you guys. Just to prove that
And
she
more
can.
loudly, he says, "Congratulations for passing this one final challenge." And he opens, the door, and it leads into a series of twisty passageways.
Oh God!
I'm taking that comment with me to the grave.
This time with doors, sort of portioned along the passageways that your guide explains lead into gnomish dwellings.
Cool.
Neat.
It's actually not that much to look at, which particularly surprises you, Aurelia, because you are aware that gnomes prize illusion magic and usually use it to spruce up their
Domiciles.
living spaces.
That is strange.
That's strange.
Oh fuck. Okay, so I need to answer the phone.
Okay. All right, we will assume that
Aurelia will tell them the thing. By
Yeah.
the way.
Okay.
Just- if she has any information.
Maybe it's because it's underground. Not
Maybe
many people
because-
will see it
yeah.
except themselves.
Yeah, maybe this like they just don't get a lot of visitors, so they don't care.
And yet they made all that effort to put
Well, the
that nonsense
wealthy
behind us.
Well, the wealthy gnome overhears you guys talking and chuckles to himself and says, "Well, just wait until we get to your guest quarters."
Oh, I can imagine they put out all the stops for that one.
You see, the trick with gnomes is that it's never what you expect on the outside. And he comes to a door, pushes it open. It's always on the what's on the inside that counts. And on the other side of the door, you see a sunlit beach.
Aww.
I hate it.
Bright yellow sand appears to cover the floor. It stretches out in front of you and slopes downward to reach a bright blue ocean with tiny bits of clouds hanging in the sky above. And as you watch, moving, in fact, through the sky. As you enter the room and look behind you, you see that the wall there appears to be the edge of a large tropical forest, or jungle really, with shrubbery growing up to meet the tall palm trees that hang over slightly over your heads, with coconuts sitting green just below the broad palm leaves. The sound of the crashing waves is in the background and appears to come from the edge of the beach. And there are even some seagulls cawing and occasionally flapping along the edge of the beach, just outside of reach.
Nice.
So this is kind of interesting. Thank you.
We like our guests to feel comfortable. Some of the gnomes around here prefer the underground, and their rooms show that interest. But for our guests, only the best.
What is your name, by the way? I don't think we've caught it.
Oh, how rude of me, of course. You may call me Tuji Unsi.
That took him a minute.
You called it, but not in the way you
I
expected.
did. Oh God.
So once more, what does this room look like? Just super quick.
The
Big
edge
fancy
of a
beach.
tropical beach.
Yeah, I fucking hate it. I hate the ocean.
I don't know. It's kind of calming for once.
For you, maybe.
Well,
Yeah, if Grenache gets a chance, he's gonna step out of the room.
all right, and instantly all of the sensory information that was coming from the beach, the sounds, the gentle warm wind, even the smell of the salt, that vanishes as soon as you step out of the room. However, you can still see the beach through the door.
Okay.
And you've dealt with illusion magic before. This is nothing
I mean,
new.
this is pretty standard for illusions.
Yeah, if only my Arcana wasn't so shit.
Lake just starts feeling the sand underneath their feet because they're always barefoot. So that's a thing that they could just do without having to kick shoes off first.
All right. Well, your toes kind of sift through a little sand, but then you touch stone, just a little bit underneath it.
Yeah, so they've got like the actual feeling of sand. They've got some actual sand in there, but it's not too much. Okay.
Yeah. And if you walk around the perimeter of the room, you can tell that it's actually not that big. The the wall that you can see the ocean on isn't much further than about half the beach's length.
Okay, hell with it. I'm gonna roll it.
But it does. You do feel it slope downwards towards the beach.
Oh, so there might be some actual water over there. Cool.
Gross.
No, there's no water over there. Like I said, the wall ends. The room ends before getting close to the water.
Ah, okay. I get you. I thought it was the other way, like it ended out a little bit after the water. Okay.
No, other way around.
Okay.
And Gurnash, you said you wanted to do something anyway.
Yeah. Grunash at this moment is really suspicious as to what's going on. Because, I mean, first experience with gnomes, not that good. They tend to use a lot of illusion magic, so he's like, okay, what other magic can they do? Is this teleporting us to a place we don't need to be? And yeah, as little as he knows, he's going to take a look.
Well, as little as you know, you have been around illusions often enough to know what they're like. You have been teleported in several different ways at this point, and the odd tingle and the flash of starry sky that you usually see when you teleport does not happen when you move through the doorway.
Okay, so this isn't sending me somewhere else.
Yeah. On the other hand, you are able to, step back inside, feel the walls. The walls are very solid, and illusion magic can duplicate a lot, but very rarely can it duplicate feel. The sensation of touch.
Unless you're like a 14th level wizard, in which case you can make it real for like a minute at a time.
And this is obviously a more long-term illusion, so.
Okay. He kind of relaxes at that and just collapses onto the sand.
All right. Well, make yourself home in the front room if you want, but there's bedrooms in the back.
Okay.
Hey, I'm back. Sorry, what did I miss?
Nothing.
Just exploring the room more.
As I avoid the room for the time being.
Which room is this?
The big beach room.
I don't know what that is. I was going before this was introduced.
Oh, okay, yeah. We stepped through a door, and then there's this big old illusion of a nice, calm, gentle beach that, like the room ends before we can get to the water, but it's very nice to like sit and relax in at least.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yes, and then your host has said there are more rooms in this, and he just sort of feels along the wall until he finds a hidden doorknob, opens it up, and the next room is a forest at night. Tall pine trees spear their way up towards the heavens above. And those of you who have studied the stars are able to look up and see recognizable constellations above you. And
cool.
Around you is just a flat forest floor. covered thickly in dead pine needles. And set up in this forest, apparently apropos of nothing, are a set of bunk beds. Looks like there's room enough for 8 people to stay at once in this room. And in the background, you can hear forest animals chirping and cawing and hooting. And the smell of pine is heavy in the air.
Do you have anything more city-ish?
Well, that depends. Do you want it abandoned or occupied? Because occupied is harder.
Is the abandoned one really creepy?
Well, it depends on your tastes.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'm not really that picky. I was just curious. This is fine.
Well, we do requests, so let us know.
I mean, just a more urban. I mean, it doesn't have to be fancy. Like just a nice palace or something.
Doesn't have to be fancy.
so
just a fucking palace. That's all.
Oh, so you meant like the inside of an urban house?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you just wanted to be out in the alleyways or something. I thought that was kind of weird. So you know.
Yes, that would be kind of weird. I see where the confusion was. Yes, no, mostly the inside of the house is the part of the house that I like to occupy.
Well, the inside of the cabin.
Well, that's boring, but I'll give it a whirl.
Well, I mean,
feel
free to get creative with it if you know.
Marches off back into the front room, feels around for another door. You hear the telltale sound of spells going off. And a few minutes later, he pops back out. All right, that should do it. Tell me what you think.
Okay. What do I see?
You see what would probably be a suitable palace room. You see a palace bedroom that would suit the Emperor of Okar herself.
So little below my standards.
It is a vast chamber that looks like it would take half an hour to cross.
Fair enough. Probably kind of tacky, though, if it would suit the Emperor of Okar. Right? Yeah, they have terrible taste there. It's fine, though. I enjoy it. I tell them it's pretty good. Thank you.
You can say that out loud if you want, by the way.
No, I mean, I was mainly making a joke about...
Oh, no, I was referring to Colin's comment.
Well, I didn't want to interrupt your description, but it's 2GNC. That's his name. Yeah.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
Okay.
As a result, I'm quitting the game tonight. Goodbye, forever.
And that's 2 words, by the way, not 1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, this is pretty good. You are certainly a talented illusionist. I will give you that much. 2GNC.
Thank you very much. And I failed to mention this, by the way, but like the starry forest floor, there are a set of 4 bunk beds just sort of sitting there next to the massive palatial king-size bed that is just on the other side of the wall.
Wait, I don't get to sleep on the king-size bed?
It's not real. It's an illusion.
I can make it appear. I can't actually make it.
I see. All right. Well, that's fine. Okay. Do you guys also want to sleep in here, or are you going to stick with the forest one?
I'll stick with the forest.
I mean, I don't sleep, so...
Well,
Just fucking
yeah,
stick
but
your
you don't
feet on the
fucking
beach.
materialize during the night, do you? So you need to be somewhere.
Yeah, I can spend some time like chilling out with the ocean waves. I enjoy the sound. Fuck off.
Okay, cool.
All right.
But what about Grenache? Who's been so patient?
Kudash just quietly walks off to the forest and just sits down in the middle of it.
And the only one who sleeps like people.
Oh, don't worry, I'll get a bed eventually. I just need to clear my head for a few minutes.
The one thing me and Aurelia have in common.
The desire to sleep in a real bed.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
exactly.
Does that not be a fucking weirdo?
I know, right?
All right.
There's one who wanted to live in a palace.
Yeah,
Anyway.
that's a normal thing. Everybody wants to live in a palace.
I
Speaking
don't.
a little.
Okay, everyone who's not a fucking weirdo wants to live in a palace. Come on. Even most poor people want to live in palaces. That's just how it works.
Anyway,
Whatever. Okay, fine. It just...
let Bobbin say the thing he was going to say.
All right. The food you eat, you are informed, actually comes from underground farms that the gnomes have set up. And as such, there's a lot of fungus in the meal. But illusion extends to the sensation of taste.
Yeah, that's some
And so-
prestidigitation shit right there.
Yes. And so the flavors are made to order based on your stated preferences. Unfortunately, there's only so much you can hide about the fact that it's a set of roasted and mashed mushrooms and other fungus.
Can he do curry flavor? Does curry flavor exist in this setting?
Roll a luck roll.
Is it just 1d20?
Yep, that's just a straight d20. Okay. Curry exists, but you're not familiar enough with the taste to order it.
God damn it. Okay. Well, I'll order something else then.
Mm-hmm. Well, after getting some rest and recharging your batteries after the winding road in, your host comes to speak with you again,
Mm-hmm.
and sets up a couple of chairs on the beach room and asks, okay, now that you've recovered from seeing seeing what Lemon Party offers,
Yeah,
why
not a
did you
fan.
come? Why did you
Okay.
come to the gnomish lands beneath the earth?
So the thing of it is that there are these really bad things called the illithids. As I explained before, they just look like, they sort of look like us, except they're really tall, they're purple, and they have squid for heads. And they are currently like trying to corrupt the mother tree through her roots, and we've been, first of all, we want to try and get to the Dark Elves to see if they'll help. But we figured we could stop off here and see if there's anything you can help trying to help with us. Blech. Words hard.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. The main way that the dank gnomes deal with trouble is by avoiding it or making sure it can't get to us. Those trials you encountered, they aren't special to you. Anything that tries to come up from the depths has to deal with them, and anything too unintelligent to be driven off by frustration is instead directed to one of a number of deep falls.
Right. I mean, unless they happen to be traveling with me, in which case.
But here's the thing: these things, they can like read brains, like can read people's minds. So like if they get to somebody who knows how to get through there, or if, like they can just read their mind and just show up.
Yeah, they have been known to take control of some of the minds of the dwellers above ground, and
they've been manipulating shit for like a year up there at least.
At least with one avenue of the Adventurers Guild, they have caused significant havoc with it.
Interesting. Well, that is partly why we don't actually send anyone down that deep. Lemon Party, Tub Girl, Goatsy.
Yep.
They've actually been dead for a really long time.
Oh, rip.
Those illusions of them, they've been down there for hundreds of years. Yeah. But that also helps protect us. But, well, I suppose mostly my question is, how could we help? We're not very good at fighting offensive wars.
I mean, out of character, I actually don't know how they could help. This wasn't my idea to come here. I thought we were just going straight for the elves, to be honest.
Well, from what I've seen, you seem extremely adept at illusion magic. I'm guessing you know the signs of such as well and can dispel them at will, effectively.
Oh, not quite as effective at that as you might think. Getting rid of spells is abjuration. We all have so much fun with illusion down here. We don't have much call for it. But then I suppose we do know more about magic of all types than the average Underdark dweller.
It could be that knowledge that might become useful. Knowing what is real and what is not. I feel it might be a useful thing to have on our side, given that we are dealing with the kinds of people who can perform magic that we are not familiar with.
I'll tell you what I can do. I'm going to ask around, see if there's anybody around here itching for a journey through the Underdark. As you might imagine, there's not too many of those. Mostly we just use the Underdark to travel between the different continents. It's much more fun to be had up on the surface. That's why we build our chambers to look like this. He gestures around at the beach surrounding you. Those of us who dwell this deep, well, we do so mostly because our sense of humor isn't always as appreciated as the others. But it is an effective way of preventing things in the depths from coming up. But it sounds like you may be in a bit of a hurry. And convincing enough gnomes to actually go down there is going to take some time. So let me ask you this. Where do you want us to go? Where will you need us to be?
Hmm.
Do we even know that?
Is it like? I'm
Do you
guessing
perhaps
at
have
a.
another of
Is there a
those sending stuff, perhaps?
Yeah, well, no, I was like, is there a route near the Dark Elves place that you can go to that won't be too dangerous for you to get to? Because it seems like we're dealing with the roots.
Well, the Dark Elves themselves are dangerous to approach. Good luck with that, by the way.
Yeah, that's what we hear.
I have
But-
some ideas to deal with that.
Well, do you have a map handy?
Yes, we
Indeed we
do!
I reveal the map.
Ah, perfect. Now let me just take a look here. Oh, man. Oh, this is dwarvish.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Oh, man, the
we did
dwarves
have
know
someone.
Dwarves know a whole bunch of these caverns. Oh, we haven't been to half of these places. Let's see. Up towards that way. Roots are there. Probably going to be some elf patrols. So that looks handy. And he points to a spot on the map where no roots are apparent that appears to be about halfway between where the gnomish area starts and where the elven area starts.
Yeah, if we manage to convince the Dark Elves, we can just let them know, I guess.
And he pulls out a handy bit of charcoal to just sort of scrape an X on the spot, so you'll know where to find them.
Thank you
can
very much.
Well, however many of us show up, we'll show up there in probably a couple of weeks.
All right. Sounds good.
So until then, you're free to stay here as long as you wish. And once you're ready, we'll send you to the teleportation circle on the other side of the maze.
Oh, thank God.
Well, thank you. I say in Gnomish. I assume we've been speaking common this whole time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
This particular gnome knows common and has been speaking it for everyone's benefit.
Yeah.
Thankfully.
I say it in Gnomish just to,
Respect.
just to be polite.
All right, he responds with the appropriate punchline.
Gnomes are cool.
I look blankly because I do not speak Gnomish.
The joke was a pun anyway. You wouldn't get it.
Yeah.
All right, I guess we're gonna stay here the quote unquote night and then move out tomorrow.
You've kind
Whatever
of,
passes for night.
Yeah.
yeah, you've kind of stayed a night anyway. So either way,
Oh well, in that case, I mean, I guess we can just get a move on now.
all right.
We
The
are
session,
on a timetable, so.
and it's been 2 hours, and you finished with the gnome. So I think that should be it for the session.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Cool.